Hi, my name's Lisa, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about trash and composting.
I'm so excited that your school is going to be composting with Juno Compost this year. Juno Compost is a service that will collect your compost and recycle it right here in Juno.
The first thing I want to talk to you about is trash. What is trash anyway? You might think about it as something that you don't want anymore, so you put it in the trash can or send it to the dump. But before something becomes trash, we can sort it, because not all trash is trash. So one of the things you can do is if you have something you don't like, you could save it for later, right? If you have an apple in your lunch, you might not want to eat it today, but you can take it home and eat it after school, or you can eat it tomorrow. Another thing you can do with something you don't want is share it. So let's say you have a basketball at home and you just don't like playing basketball anymore. Should you put your basketball in the trash can? No, that'd be crazy. But you can share it. You can give it to a neighbor, give it to a friend, or you could even put it in the closet and save it for another time because you know what? You might like basketball next year. Another thing you can do before putting something in the trash is reusing it. So maybe sometimes you put snacks in a Ziploc bag. You eat all the popcorn, you eat all the raisins. Well, guess what? That Ziploc bag is still good at holding snacks. You could rinse it out and reuse it. And then another thing you can do before you put something in a trash can is you can think, can I recycle that? So one example might be you do all of your math work at school, your teacher grades it, sends it home, you show it to your parents, you hang it on the fridge. What do you do with that math homework after? Well, you could recycle it. Bring it to the recycling center and they can turn it into more paper at a factory somewhere else. So what is composting exactly? Composting is a kind of recycling for things that will rot. What kind of things will rot? Well, food, wood, paper, and yard debris. So how do you compost at school? Well, you sort. So in the cafeteria, you are going to notice that it's not just going to be a trash can anymore. There's going to be a can for compost, there's going to be a 5-gallon bucket for liquids, and there's going to be the trash can. So first, you are going to put food and napkins in the compost because guess what? They rot. So banana peels, macaroni, any kind of food that isn't in a wrapper, and paper napkins can go in the compost can. Liquids like milk, chocolate milk, cereal, and soup are going to go in the black compost bucket. These will be composted as well, but it just helps keep everything nice and tidy with all the liquids in one place so they don't spill. Wrappers and milk cartons are going to go in the trash. So a milk carton looks like it's paper, but it actually has a plastic liner inside. So that one's kind of tricky, but please remember the milk can get poured out into the 5-gallon bucket for composting, and then the actual carton will go in the trash. One thing to remember is that if you have food and it's inside a wrapper, you'll have to take the food out first to put that in the compost and then put the wrapper in the trash. Your utensils and trays are going to go in the same places as usual on the cart. So how will it be composted? Everything that you guys sort and collect will get picked up from your school once a week. We'll come by with our truck, load it up, and take it to our facility in Lemon Creek. There we use a front-end loader to mix the food scraps with things like leaves, wood chips, sawdust, and manure. There are human helpers in this process, and there's also some other helpers like worms and fungi and bacteria and things you can't even see with your naked eye. What will happen to it? Well, this big pile on the left is what finished compost looks like. It looks like soil, it smells like soil, but it's not. It's just wonderful compost. So this pile here used to be yucky, rotten, stinky, slimy food. And it's kind of like a miracle that it looks like this delicious brown cake. So finished compost can be used in the garden. All of the things you see in these photos here, from the cucumbers, cauliflower, celery, peas, carrots, lettuce, potatoes, and dazzling lilies, were grown using compost from Juno's food scraps. Isn't it amazing? So what will you do with your lunch scraps on Monday? Compost it. On Tuesday, compost. And every day, compost. I'm so excited that your school is going to be composting this year, and I know you will do a wonderful job.